Okay, I am back on an iPad. This is, in case you're wondering which one I'm on the iPad Air 5th Gen. I needed a bigger screen. I used to have the Mini. I loved it. It was super portable, but the issue was my eyes are not, they're not there to be looking at that Mini for a long time. It just hurts, especially after most of my time I'm on the MacBook, which is like a 16-inch screen. So yeah, kind of needed a little more real estate on the screen. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about, I haven't done this in a while. And this really is, what sparked me to do it was this new plugin. Here, let me show it to you. Yeah, this is by Igor. I can't remember Igor's last name, but he makes space fields. He makes a bunch of other cool effect plugins. And this is by far my favorite one. Partially because I'm a huge fan of reverbs, and the Valhalla reverbs are my favorite reverbs, hands down. I usually use EOS 2 on iOS. However, this one right here that just came out today is worth every penny. First of all, you get a nice little, right here, this little guy here, to be able to adjust the mix of how much of it's in the mix. Huge help. The other thing is you can blend your tone. You got your tone, your mod, your tail. If you're looking at this middle section, right? And then to the left of that, you have the size, the time, the distance, stereo. And then there's the space. So you have all that up there. My favorite thing about this app, other than how good it sounds, is that right up to the right, the random button. It's this button right here. I'm not going to press it right now because I like where it's at. Let me go ahead and save. Okay, so that's going to be my preset. I don't reckon. I guess you go in here. And, oh, yeah, they let you rename it. I'm just going to call it R&B smooth. Yes, I can spell, I think. But for some reason, stop that. Why is the shift locking? Okay, stop. This might be a glitch. Okay, well, for some reason the shift keeps coming back up. I'm just gonna go ahead and save that. All right. So if you hit this random button, you see it does random stuff. Now I'm gonna. So this dry wet not only controls how much reverb is in there, but boy, is that, I mean, it's dynamic too. It's like really nice. So the random buttons, favorite thing. You hear me pressing keys, it's come trying to play. You hear all that? It's just crazy. So anyway, it's just a really cool, cool app, I must say. Okay, back to where we were. You got a bypass on everything. So anything you don't want in, like if you don't want the chorusy mod stuff, you can just bypass it. There's a tone that's nice. This thing is loaded with ability to do so. Now, what I don't know, mind you, I just got it, and he didn't give it to me for free. I bought it because I buy all his stuff. Let's see. One thing I don't know, there is a question mark. I just touched it. You can figure out what it does and what it doesn't do, and the advantages, disadvantages. You see that? It's broke down. But here's what, and they have an EQ. I keep forgetting about the EQ. So you got a high, mid, low, or high, low, gain, and then this frequency. I'm imagining the frequency is like a mid, maybe, something like that. What I think it would be nice in here, and it may be, and I just don't know, is if you could drag a sample, some like in Ableton with the convolution reverb or whatever, you can bring in a sample. So that would be kind of cool to bring in a sample and then use it as a reverb. But I don't know if that's what this is meant for. I just know that would be kind of cool. And there are factory presets, as you can see right here. Quite a few. Here's the one I built. So you could start with the factory preset. You could, however you want to do it. So anyway, I'm going to show you something I built. So I'm using the Mark II here under Neo Soul Keys Studio 2. I have this, you don't need. I just had it over here. I'm using tonality. You know, that's one of my favorites. I have scalar on here too, but I also have scalar chords in tonality because tonality allows that now. So if you haven't grabbed tonality, it's a definite win for a plugin. This last channel is just me where I'm talking. You can see the green lights at the bottom there. I routed everything to Koala. And so sometimes I'll play it in if I feel like it'll work right. But I didn't, because for some reason I couldn't get the loop the way I wanted it. So I played each chord in. Then I wanted to play a melody. Now the melody, I feel like I need to play that. I'm not going to sit there and do each note because I'm just playing what I feel. I use L-Dre drums pretty much often. Right? Add a little swing to the track, and then this is what I got. So a neat little 4-bar, right? I haven't put no bass in it or anything like that, but it's kind of feels good to be back on the iPad a little bit occasionally. Now, I'll tell you the real reason I got back on it. And by the way, this plugin works on iPhone too. And I'm going to check the MacBook because, let me move this. Sorry, I'm moving things around. Apologize for the extra noise. I want to confirm, because usually when you buy Igor's apps, let's see, we're going to type in, let's do space fields. For some reason, when I type in the name, I never find it, but if I type in space fields, hold on, discover. Space. There we go. All right, so click on there, and then I click on the developer's name, and there it is, as to be expected. So they were AUV3s, some of them, depending on the developer. If they make them universal, which I think Igor does, Vasiliev. I'm tearing up this man's name. Apologies for that one. But anyway, his works as, even though they're designed for the iPad, they typically work in a DAW. So I'm just checking this right now. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just letting you know whether it works fully in the DAW. So that way, if you decide you still want it, you can buy it and still make use of it if you're not on the iPad or iPhone. So let's see, I'm gonna rescan the plugins real quick. All right, let's check the plugins out. AUV3. Yes, it is, there it is. Let's pull it into a track. It opened up, let's see, there it is. I don't have anything to play on it. I would have to put an audio sample on there because I threw it on without that. But if I put it on anything, it should work. So, really cool. Great plugin to have. And I highly suggest it. Oops, that was me making too much noise. All right. So, this is just a great way to work. Back in iOS a little bit, being able to hook a keyboard. Of course, if you have Bluetooth, it's kind of better because you free open your space of having to use your one port. But if you have the ability to have multiple USB-Cs plugged in, then you're in the best situation possible. I'm going to look into that maybe later and see about adding in a dongle or something where I can have multiple plugins, because I like to better plug in the sound card or the speaker, right? And then be able to plug in my keyboard and maybe other apps too, and have some power run into it possibly if you're going to run all that stuff at one time. But anyway, this video was just to show this. I'm back on the iPad. You can still make great music on it, so don't discredit it in any way. I do know that I prefer desktop, but I didn't get this iPad just for music. I got this iPad for other stuff too. So think about that, your workflow. The apps are definitely cheaper when it compares to buying on desktop, but not really when you think about it. So it just depends on what you need and what you want. I'm not gonna say they are cheaper because sometimes there's some cheaper stuff on iPad, on the desktop that works really well. And I don't want to say that one is better or even not better than the other. So that said, I'm out until the next video.